Hi everyone. Hi, welcome to this live. I will be answering your questions about the Akashic Records. So this is an impromptu live. I received some questions beforehand, but if you want to ask me your questions about the Akashic Records during this live, you can just type them down in the comments and I will answer them. So, hi everyone. I am going to start straight away with the first question that I received, which is the big question, like the one I guess asked the most is, can everyone access their Akashic records? And the answer is yes, everyone can. You don't need to be someone special, someone who had a special initiation or anything. And the main reason why is because we are all connected to the source. We're all connected to the spirit world because we are from the source. So we have this connection ongoing with the source and with our spirit guide. So this is why I keep saying that we are all medium. We can all work on our mediumship abilities. And so yes, the Akashic Records are accessible to anyone who wants to open their Akashic Records. And what is very easy is that you access your records through an access prayer or an entry prayer. Personally, I use the Pathway Prayer by Dr. Linda Howe because I did my training with her training center, and so it is the prayer that has been passed on to me, but other prayers are good as well. It's just a matter of how you resonate with them. And by the way, they are not, I say prayer, but there is no religious connotation in them. It's just this kind of incantation that you say to, put you in connection with your Akashic records. And so when you recite the entry prayer and you say the Akashic Records are now open, well, you get that instant access. You are in the energy of your Akashic Records. Now, the thing is that in regards of the training that you had prior, so if you did my channeling course, you had training in how to channel your spirit guides. And so you are more familiar to how the messages can come to you, and it can be easier at first to channel in the records. But when you're in, and just the energy of the Akashic Records is extremely healing. So if you don't sense anything and you feel like you're not getting any messages, your guides are there and you are in the healing energy of your records. Now I'm finishing up my course about the Akashic Records. It is called Accessing Your Akashic Records, Guide to Your Soul's Journey. I can't remember. So I'm still working on it. I'm hoping to have it out in July. But if it's something that interests you, then you can get the training with me to be more comfortable, to ask your questions. And I have prepared 5 meditations and I have lots of exercises to help you go through it. But the thing is, anyone can go and get a prayer that they resonate with and open their Akashic Records. Hi, everyone. Okay, so thank you, everyone who's here. Thank you. There are some francophones here. I'm guessing you guys are bilingual, so it's really fun to see you here again. Hi, Joy. I'm doing this impromptu Q&A about the Akashic Records. I just answered the first question, which was about, can anyone open their Akashic Records? The answer is yes, and I will post the replay if you want to go and listen to that answer. And I also received another question. Someone is asking me, Super Liquor Fan is asking, has my experience changed when opening the Akashic Records since I first began? And the answer is yes. Oh, of course it has changed. It's like anything. The more you train, the more like your field of possibility expands. And so just with what I'm seeing in the Akashic Records, by the way, I'm working with the 4 clairs. When I go into the records, I have pretty good clairvoyance there. So at first, when I was in my Akashic Records, it's as if I could only see a little. It was quite dark and I could only see a fire pit in front of me. And then with time, things got more into focus, more precise. It expanded. And then I realized that in front of that fire pit is a log where my main teacher guide comes when she wants to teach me. And it's really funny because she doesn't talk, like it's telepathic, and but she doesn't talk that much. So she's in front of me, but she's more like, it's more like the Socratic approach sometimes, like she's asking questions and I'm just answering and doing the work and getting aha moments through that. So, but yeah, it expanded. I've got this little place in my Akashic Records with my book of life. So when my teacher guide wants to take me and we look at my certain past lives, we go there. And then I realized that in my record, it's like the walls were really, really high and I could see specks of crystals on the walls and also other books. And then I realized that I was in a tree. And the place I was in a tree, I had that consciousness that it was my place in this tree. Like there are many, many branches. And other people's Akashic Records are in the other branches. And then the branches are the roots for another tree and da-da-da. And the spirit guides, hi Sarah, the spirit guides were saying that it's a visual that they gave me for me as Meli, for me in this incarnation. And it's different for everyone. When I channel for other people, I see their Akashic Records in a whole different way. Because what they explained to me is that for each incarnation, our Akashic Records have different visuals. It's a visual that will be very, it's very impactful to us. It kind of has a meaning, or it puts us in that state of being very receptive. And they've told me in my prior incarnation, I think, it was very much like it was as if I was in space and I couldn't see much. But they said for this incarnation, you need to have Akashic Records that have a visual that are more concrete, precise. And so I have this visual when I come in my Akashic Records. So it's just on a visual perspective. Yes, my experience has changed tremendously when I open my Akashic Records and I look at them. And of course, when I channel, it's different. It's different because I do it often. I do it for myself. I do it for others. So the more you train in something, the more your abilities develop. So I get a mix of the 4 clairs, which are clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, and clairknowing, claircognizance, if you prefer. And so, if you have any questions, you can just type them down in the comments. I'm not going to take anyone live with me for questions because my time is limited, but you can type your questions if you wish. So, as I was saying, now when I channel messages in the Akashic Records, it's very much, it's denser. Like the answers are more complete. And as I'm saying in my channeling course, it's like when you begin and you receive an answer, it can be just a word or just a sentence. And I always felt like at first I was just getting like the title of the chapter of a book. And it was good, but I wanted more. So now when I channel, I get way, way more. I feel like I can have the rest of the chapter. Okay, so we have someone here saying, I have a ringing in my ears sometimes. What should I do with that to understand better. Yeah. So, well, actually, we would need to go and ask your spirit guides to be sure for you, or if you channel, you're comfortable, you can go and ask your spirit guides. Two things can be happening. As you're saying, maybe it's something in your life that you are not hearing, understanding, and this is a spirit guide's way of telling you there's something you're not hearing. But in a lot of cases, it is clairaudience developing. A clairaudience, or even sometimes it can be your third eye developing, because it's very much linked, the two here. So it can be a mix of both. And I've got that too sometimes. So you just need to bear with it because your capabilities are developing. And so you'll know with time, if it's clairaudience with time, you're going to realize that you're kind of getting messages like people popping up kind of in your head, and it's not your own thoughts. It's like someone saying, hello, I've got a message for you. And so you have like these, you're wondering about something and you're wondering what the answer or solution could be, and then poof, you feel like you can hear someone. Like when you're dreaming, you're hearing people talking to you, but they're not with you in the room. So you're not hearing with your physical ear. But this can be your clairaudience developing. Okay, so if you have any other questions, let me know, and you can write them down in the comments. So I'm answering questions about the Akashic Records. I'm not taking anyone live with me because my time is limited, but I still have a last question. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I really think it is what you said, because one time I knew it was my dad to let me know he was with me. Oh, that is wonderful. If that's the first thought that you had, that it was your dad, I believe it was. I believe our intuition is very strong. Hi, Monica. Meli seeing the same numbers repeatedly for weeks now and months even. Is that a sign from our spirit guides? Yes! Yes, it is a sign from our spirit guides when we keep getting the same numbers. Now, again, for you specifically, we would need to go and ask your spirit guides. But in general, it's just like, hey, we're there with you. Because if you ask them a lot, like, okay, spirit guides, give me signs, there you go, you have your signs. Also, be on the lookout what is happening when you're getting these numbers. Like just before getting the number, were you wondering if it was time to stop working, if you were working too much, or if you were wondering about something? Maybe the number, like the mirror number, is telling you something there. Okay, so I'm taking note, like mirror numbers. I don't know much about Akashic Records. I just know what they are. How can I get more involved with this subject? Well, when the Akashic Records are calling you, you just want to know more. So maybe this is you experiencing that right now. If you want to know more, well, on my profile I have guides. I mean, not spirit guides, I mean there's a guide section on Instagram. If you click on my profile, there is guide. I also have a highlight about the Akashic Records, so you can start knowing more about your Akashic Records that way. So you can start and see what the theory is about it, how you feel about it. You can start trying out opening your Akashic Records at any time with a prayer. But of course, it's easier with a training. Personally, I started doing it by myself, but I booked immediately a training, and now I am an advanced Akashic Records, certified advanced Akashic Records reader, and so you can check that out. I am going to have a course out in the month of July, fingers crossed. I'm finishing it up. I still have a module to record, but it's going to be a course about accessing your Akashic Records. So if you're interested, there is that as well. So yeah, just be curious about it, but it's really open to anyone. Sarah here. What do you think the benefit of channeling in the Akashic is versus just channeling? So when you are quote unquote just channeling, it really depends on who's channeling. Like I ended up realizing when I did my Akashic training that I already went many times in my Akashic records without knowing it. When you're channeling your day-to-day spirit guides and your loved ones, you're channeling entities from the astral plane. And when you go in the Akashic records, it's higher above that. The interpretation that my spirit guides are giving me is that you have the astral plane, the causal plane, and that the Akashic records take a little space on the causal plane, but not every psychic gets the same information. I'm guessing it's because it depends on what resonates the most for you. But the thing is that when you channel in your Akashic records, you channel ascended masters and spirit guides that are more advanced, teacher guides. And so you get deeper messages through the Akashic records, and you can heal through the Akashic records. You can ask to receive some healing, to receive tips and solutions for your problem. So it goes quite deep. Like, we don't do any divination in the Akashic records. So there you go, Sarah. Having a question here. Can we access Akashic records through astral traveling or lucid dreaming? My spirit guides are saying these are things that are more different. It's not really the Akashic realm, but it's more like it's a way for you to access your spirit guides for sure. They're showing me as if the spirit guides, they are up there, astral, causal plane, and during your dream state, astral traveling, like you two are meeting halfway. This is what is happening, but you are not necessarily in your Akashic records, but you can get very, very deep messages through the dream state, similar to being in the Akashic records. It's just that for a lot of people, there is less control in the dream state versus when you go into your Akashic records, and you can have your healing protocol ready, which I'm teaching in my Akashic course. And you go, okay, spirit guides, I have this problem. I don't understand where it comes from. I saw doctors, or I'm consulting so many people. Do not know where my problem is from. What is the source? What are the solutions? So it's proactive, like you're completely conscious and you're having a two-way discussion with your spirit guides. You can record yourself, you can write down the answers. All of this cannot happen when you are in the dream state. The advantage of the dream state is that you are so relaxed and your vibrations are getting higher, and so there's not the mental chatter, so it's easy for you to connect with spirit guides, and so that's the benefit, and that is why I teach ways to meditate and to raise your vibrations, to go and consciously connect and channel your guides outside from the dream state. Hi, Simon. Okay, so Monica here says, my reading with you was incredible and absolutely 100% truly wonderful. Thank you. Everyone should try Akashic reading at least once in their life. Thank you so much, Monica. I loved reading your Akashic records. And yes, it's really a wonderful experience, whether you go yourself into your Akashic records or you are receiving the reading. And in my future course, I have a module about healing within the records. And healing happens, as I said prior in this live, that it happens just by being in your records, but it also it happens when you receive the Akashic readings through the vibrations of the records, through the voice of the Akashic reader. Like there's so much going on. It's so much loving. It's wonderful. Can you tap into any of my past lives? I feel like I'm an old soul. Yeah, Ingrid. So if we have an Akashic reading together, I can go and ask about your past lives. If you don't know what you want to ask specifically, what I like to ask is what past life impacts Ingrid the most right now in her current incarnation. And oftentimes what happens is that we're getting one past life that is the source of two fears, past life fears or more. So there is a lot to, there's a lot of meat around the bone, as we say. And if you feel like you're an old soul, you probably are. If you're watching this, I think it's because you're an old soul, because you wouldn't be watching this if you were a young soul. You wouldn't even be interested in the Akashic Records. So yeah, Ingrid, I'm pretty sure you are an old soul. Okay, so there's one question that someone asked me prior to this live. Someone wanted to know if you can actually see in your Akashic Records, and this person was telling me, I think she had two other clairs, like clairaudience and clairsentience, and she was saying, well, I've been doing it for years and I never get clairvoyance. And I just wanted to touch on the fact that any of the clairs are good. It's not like one is better than another, and having two clairs is wonderful. So yes, you can see in your Akashic Records, but it's not a must to have clairvoyance. Now, if you want to work on that clairvoyance, in my channeling course, I have a whole section about the four clairs, what they are, a ton of exercises, and a quiz to figure out which are the major ones for you and which are the ones that you can work on. But there's no clair that is better than another. Ingrid says, one reader told me of my past life, didn't close, and it is running into this one, and that I didn't finish a last life somehow, sorry. Not 100% sure what is meant by didn't close. I mean, I'm assuming you still have that imprint on you from that past life. So there is a past life trauma or fear. Your past life obviously ended, like you died. So there is this close. But yes, we do have a ton of past life traumas. And what happens when we are an old soul is that we have all of these fears from past lives, these trauma, blockages, ancestral patterns that are piling up. And we're looking towards the end because there are 10 soul levels. So maybe you're level 9 or 10, and you really want to go, okay, I want to heal that fear, learn that lesson. So there's a lot that you want to check on your list. And sometimes we take on a lot in one incarnation just to heal those past life wounds. So I think that was what your reader was referencing. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, hi everyone. So I see there are a lot of francophones here. This video, it's a live in English. I already did the live in French if you want to go and check that out. Hi Louis. How do I know when a specific animal is my spirit guide animal? Go check my video, Louis. Just kidding. Louis is a friend. I did do a video about it on my YouTube channel a while back when I was starting. But yeah, honestly, Louis, just check out the animal that pops up the most in your life in all the ways possible. Like you're opening a book and you're seeing the word fox. And then you're driving on the freeway and you see that ad and there's a fox on it. Or you see, I don't know, you're hearing a song and there's the word fox, and you go walk into the woodlands and you never see foxes there and there's a fox right in front of you. That happened to me once. And so, yeah, look for the most recurring animal, or if you channel, you can ask your spirit guides or ask for your spirit animal to visit you. That happens sometimes. Take a look think about your dreams. Sometimes they pop up in our dreams, but we don't realize it's because they are spirit animals. Sometimes when we do a meditation, like I just did a breathwork exercise last week, and I had a spirit animal popping up. I had the wolf coming to see me. So yeah, hope that answers your question, Louis, and go check my video. Okay, so I'm going to end this live soon. I've been talking for much longer than I expected. I'm really impressed to see how many people are there right now during this live. So thank you everyone who is here. If you just joined, I'm going to post the replay very soon. I love your energy. Thank you, Konsu Erlensen. Sorry, not sure how to pronounce your handle, but yeah. Thank you everyone for being here. If you have any further questions about the Akashic Records, you can post them down in the comments of this video, or you can always DM me. I'm not that big person with 1 million followers, so I have time. I enjoy reading your DMs and answering your questions. Thank you, Sarah, for your kind words. Thank you for everything, Meli. I love your course and the readings I receive. Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a great day, a great evening. Bye-bye.